less numerous in blind football that Aguero and Silva played, so then is truly astonishing. And alongside him, the FA chairman David Bernstein, a lifelong he was changed since ago when the actions of Balotelli, one or two of you may recall. It's easy to forget. 2011 was the first major trophy for a vital breakthrough, but it raised frequency, and City need to clear this height this evening. Referee Andre, a League One game last weekend. Cross the line controversy. Lovely moment there. Bernstein, Whelan back. Idea of Wembley 7. All but one last month. They've all had a taste of it now. Team drawn a single player unfamiliar with the pageant of a cup final world over. Team out for the semi-final by a special moment. Well, the pre-match cup final, and the single by the graduates, Capamore, of the Royal Philharmonic. Players at the table that just last month in the league of the world, the Etihad, not your average cup themselves without the ball for periods, evenings. The 90th anniversary, the very legendary calmed the crowd in excess. Well, the goal selection dilemmas, and both have changed their cup keeper from the semi hearts. A lot in the cup. Sami and Nasri keeps his place in that. Only three of that City team last league game last Tuesday. They arrested 10 breaking defeat to Swansea midweek. The exception is the missing 22-year-old Joel Robles. His 12th game in English football. Times he might not to play for Manchester City. Pope, who's missed just in the last 2 months, but that Madrid. Amongst there, he spent nearly 7 years with Martinez now. They've been for a contract. And there's been his big decision to beat 18. Put him on sitting out. Dark cloud. Just well part. Tractors indication. The final Manchester re-emerged to go. Still Mariner is ready to get us underway. Shot sets. Well, there hasn't been one in the years now. All black. The two-horse race. This be the year of the underdog.
If Wigan play, no mistake about that. They've got good forward players to worry City at the back. However, if they defend as they did against Swansea midweek, where they were a bit of a shambles, then they're going to get well beaten. Now, what's it to be? We're going to find out.
Sergio Aguero getting in behind Roger Espinosa. Everton were the last underdog winner in 1995. No team has won the cup in their debut in the final since the crazy gang of Wimbledon in 1988. And Wigan Athletic are looking for something equally as crazy this evening. Vincent Kompany, skipper. McCarthy. In the lineup.
It was James McArthur that's got Espinosa down the left. The three central players, Gomez and McCarthy, holding the middle of the park.
Toure. Path of goal. Rather late, but he gets this ring. To turn and accelerate. Illegally on the edge of the penalty area by Alcaraz.
It wasn't where he thought, yeah, I fancy I'm going to burst into the ball out of my feet and go, and who's just nibbling away at him and just brings him to the ground. Dangerous position. City.
And an early test for his first three Wigan Athletic appearances were in the FA Cup. Won his place in their Premier League lineup in the last couple of months. This is almost certainly his last FA Cup tie for Wigan Athletic. He's set to return to Spain at the end of the to Wigan.
Interesting seeing Aguero. Look, he's putting himself right down the line of the ball. Just wants to see if he can upset Joel. Knows he's in an offside position, so he's going to retreat from where he is, but all he's going to do is stand there and just try and put the goalkeeper off. It's Tevez who's going to be over the ball. He's the one that's going to shape this.
Carlos Tevez all did its job. Yaya Toure, smart stop that by Joel. It'll come for Aguero and he's offside. Well, he will have wanted some involvement in the early moments, and he's got some.
Certainly has. The wall did its job initially to stop that one. When it comes back to Yaya Toure, it's an inviting one. That's sometimes never the easiest when they just pop up in front of you, but the goalkeeper gets there, gets two good hands on it, and importantly pushes it to one side.
Boyce. Maloney. Driven by McCarthy into the path of Espinosa.
Great ball.
Jordi Gomez just lost it behind him momentarily. The 2013 FA Cup has produced its traditional share of shots since the early rounds. Arsenal went out, Liverpool went out, Tottenham Hotspur went out, all to Football League clubs. But since Everton beat Manchester United in that 1995 final, only 6 clubs have lifted the trophy. Manchester City among them 2 years ago. McCarthy. Kishi. Toure. Guerrero got a touch on it, but carried it away from Tevez.
What they do have, Wigan, Clive, in having Shana, Alcaraz and Boyce at the back, 3 bigger guys, quick guys as well, and I think that's very important today. I think that's the fundamental reason why Gary Caldwell doesn't play with Tevez and Aguero. It's all about their movement and their pace and their willingness to run. I think you need players at the heart of your back 4, back 3 that can really motor across the ground, and Wigan have got that in those 2. I think with Caldwell you're always worried a little bit. He is suspect on the turn and for a yard of pace, so important that they made the right call there.
Roberto Martinez has given his opposite number something to think about, because MacArthur at right wing back is a surprise selection. Alcaraz caught in possession. Tevez showed too much of it to Boyce.
I think for James MacArthur, no problem when he's got the ball and when he's moving forward. It's just the decisions he has to make when he's defending, when he has to tuck in, whether Nasri's going to go with him, how comfortable he is in leaving him and allowing him just to stay in the wide area.
It's MacArthur's tackle. Jordi Gomez. Zabaleta getting to the ball round Kone. One back by Shana. McCarthy. McManaman has been the star of Wigan Athletics' cup run thus far. Linking up with Espinosa. MacArthur. McManaman. Barrett got to him and he misdirected his pass. Andre Mariner getting a little too close to the play, but Sergio Aguero is on the ball for Manchester City. Here's Pablo Zabaleta. Taking on a little bit too much. Espinosa to Kone.
Lucky, like Runa Kone, the way when he does get the ball, there's always an intent to see if he can go past his opposite number, burst into the space behind. Important that he keeps it for the team as well.
He is from the Ivory Coast, and if you think of the heroics of Didier Drogba and indeed Yaya Toure on this ground in this occasion. Recent FA Cup finals at Wembley usually have a goal scorer from his country. Here is Kone, caught in possession though by Tevez. Barry, now Nasri. Aguero. Smart challenge that by Boyce, kept his eye on the ball. Maloney to McManaman. He's so busy on the ball. Kone. Stepped into space, found Callum McManaman. Oh, what a chance. What a chance to give Wigan Athletic the lead from the man who scored their second goal here in the FA Cup semi-final, Callum McManaman.
Great football. Lovely spot from Kone. Do you hit it? I would. I'd hit that one there. I know he's ducked back inside and has still bought himself half a yard, half a chance. Go on your stronger side. Got a great chance. Now all of a sudden he gives Nastasic a chance to make himself big and he can't curl it round him. It's a great opportunity.
Scored in the 5th round, scored in the 6th round, scored in the semi-final. Callum McManaman with a fantastic opportunity to grace the final with a goal. David Silva slipped through. Pablo Zabaleta offside. Great goalkeeping. This won't count. Flag is already up.
Yeah. Good decision. David Silva it was, who just didn't knock that ball through quick enough. You'll watch Zabaleta here, closest to us. You can see running there, it's close. If the ball's intended for Zabaleta, he may well have been just level. It's a very, very difficult one, close one to call.
Well, both teams play with an attacking intent, and that has been evident in these opening exchanges. McManaman, Maloney, free kick to Wigan Athletic.
He's a bit quiet actually, Sean Maloney, in that very important Premier League game against Swansea midweek, but he's been exceptional for his team this season. He really has. I think he's playing the best football of his career. He's at an age now where he realises what he's good at, what he's not so effective at. He just concentrates on being an influence on his team, and I like him. I think he's an important player today as well. If he keeps picking it up like he does there, and he can just keep things ticking over for his team very well.
It's the area of the field in which he won the man of the match vote in the semi-final. Sean Maloney, it's his favoured position just behind Kone in the centre of things. Here is Kone, here is Maloney. Jordi Gomez, Aruna Kone, Callum McManaman. Driven against Clichy, will settle for the throw-in.
Yeah, nothing in the box actually there. Callum McManaman has got to realise that when Kone does drop out. Not a tremendous amount of options, actually only Espinosa, left-sided wing-back, really in there.
McManaman getting free again momentarily. Kone. A break from McManaman, no flag. He's made his way into the Wigan Athletic first choice 11 through the FA Cup, through his exploits in this competition, Callum McManaman. He really won a permanent place in the Premier League team until March. Foul this time by Zabaleta on Roger Espinosa. Boyce and Alcaraz on the way forward from the back three. That's a little bit of a waste from Jordi Gomez.
That really is a let-off. That's poor. The centre-halves have travelled all the way out there. Just give them something to attack. Something for Joe Hart to consider, but that's a real waste. In the recent league game, Wigan were very good, very, very good against City. Already they're giving them plenty to think about. Good start, bright start to the game.
There was a match at the Etihad just last month, won by a superb late goal from Carlos Tevez, the only goal of the match. Wigan certainly had chances prior to that. It's been the story of the last month or so of their season. McCarthy, Jordi Gomez, Espinosa, Kone, challenged by Company. The ball came last off the Manchester City skipper. McCarthy. Only finding space between the Manchester City lines. Looking with MacArthur and now McManaman. Espinosa winning the ball for Kone. Here's Roger Espinosa. Took it away from Jordi Gomez, if anything. Maloney back to MacArthur. Now McManaman. There's a handful for Garclicci.
Good play that from Wigan. Seen it a few times already, that big 40-50 raking diagonal pass from right side to left. And they can maybe just feel that they can get Espinosa in a little bit, and Zabaleta's got to go and try and close him down. Half a chance, wasn't it? The left wing back to get a shot away.
There's nothing to choose between the two teams in the opening quarter of an hour. Towards the head of Shana. He rose highest but couldn't control the header under pressure. The extrovert character that is Austria's Paul Schana. Martinez has said he can be one of the best in Europe if he's focused. As a centre-back, came back to the club at the end of January from Hamburg, where he was playing in the reserves in Germany. Jordi Gomez. Espinosa, who joined Wigan from North American football. Into Maloney. That's not a skill that's beyond him. Just trying to guide and control the volley here against Nastasic. There were half-hearted handball appeals.
Good football again. I like the way that Wigan actually full-court press when Joe Hart had that goal kick just a few moments ago, forcing the City keeper to kick it. And of course they fancy they're going to beat Aguero and Tevez in the air, and they're on the attack.
There is Sergio Aguero. Stood his ground on the edge of the penalty area. It's a little loose though from Shana. Tevez, Barry, now Yaya Toure, David Silva. Toure to Nasri. Toure's cross-charge down, again a handball appeal.
This is the one on Aguero on that counter-attack. I think he does certainly knock it past Alcaraz, but just runs into him for me there.
Toure. He's looking for Barry, but he found Maloney. McCarthy. MacArthur. It's a Manchester City throw.
This was that volley moments ago. Lovely ball in, cut back from Espinosa. That one hit there at Nastasic. Looks more off his thigh, doesn't it? Bumped up onto his hand, but yeah, his thigh and then onto his arm. For me, no penalty.
Espinosa can't cut out Barry's pass. David Silva. Lovely footwork from Silva. Put low by Shana. And now Espinosa can escape. Kone. Company couldn't resist. Helped on by McCarthy, and Kone getting free. He's got plenty of support here, Runa Kone. He's gone for a shot when certainly MacArthur on the far side was in acres of space. Maloney. Here is James MacArthur. Emerson Boyce. Maloney to Jordi Gomez. Now just trying to slip it through to McManaman. A similar pass that he provided for McManaman's goal here against Millwall in the closing stages of the semi-final.
Good football once more from Wigan. Interesting to see Aruna Kone standing on Zabaleta a bit and right on the other side. Callum McManaman trying to prevent Gael Clichy from naturally getting forward.
Silva. Well, he was caught up with what I think was a shot from David Silva.
Good play again. As soon as he picks it up and drives infield, now all of a sudden people are making their runs. They trust him with the ball. They know he can find them. It's just fractionally overhit. I think it's more of a pass, that one.
MacArthur. McManaman. It's wrong-footed Gael Clichy. Got away from him. And allowed the ball to get away from him. A little too excited there, Callum McManaman. Very dispossessed. Wigan Athletic are giving as good as they're getting.
Oh yeah, certainly are. I haven't seen tremendous amounts so far of Yaya Toure or Gareth Barry in terms of dictating proceedings for their own team. Samir Nasri's hardly had a kick. Silva the odd little bit. And there's a little bit of frustration, I think, around the City camp at the moment. I think he's pretty happy with what he's seeing from his team tactically at the moment. It is stifling City and they haven't really got it going.
Doug Whelan watching on with his white cap. Manchester City have beaten Wigan Athletic home and away in the Premier League this season, just as they did last season and the season before. 7 straight wins. Antonio Valencia scored for Wigan the last time they beat City in 2008. Wigan haven't scored a single goal in any of those 7 defeats, but this time last year they were beating Manchester United and Arsenal when they'd no right to in the Premier League. They blossom in the spring. They've won 5 of the last 6 games they played in the month of May. Espinosa almost cottoned onto that. Kone beating Zabaleta to the chase, but unable to tame the ball. Skill. Roger Espinosa. Sean Maloney. Espinosa having to improvise across with his unfavoured right foot. Get another chance. This time picking out Maloney. Maloney going for glory.
Why not? Half a chance. Work, Joe Hart. I think we've got to take it.
Well, there's not a hint of an inferiority complex about the way Wigan Athletic have approached this game. They're trying to assert themselves and play the cup final their way. With
those 3 centre-halves, they're holding quite a strong line. They're not allowing Tevez and Aguero to bully them and force them to drop back. That then gives Yaya Toure the room in the midfield to really start making his presence felt. All the time of the game is quite condensed, and it makes it a little bit more difficult for Yaya Toure to have the influence he usually has. Now, as the game goes on, that will change. Players will become more tired. There will be opportunities for him, but so far, I think we're going to start the game very well.
Zabaleta. Silva. Nastasic. Never really quite committed to that shot. He hasn't scored in his Manchester City career as yet. Maybe he knew something we didn't. He wants a date with David Moyes for the Community Shield here in August. It must have been a little disturbing to wake up to cup final morning headlines about another man having been interviewed for his position. Whether that is the whole truth or any of the truth, we'll have to wait to find out. Matt Manaman. Dalglish has got a problem with him.
He's just got to be careful he doesn't overdo it, Matt Manaman. A couple of times he's got past him first time, then he's come back to try and do it again. Doesn't need to. Just get half the yard, put something in the box. Otherwise players never quite recognise what you're going to do.
Tevez. Nasri. Yaya Toure. Just made space for a shot. He just tried to lift it into the box. Surprised he didn't let fly there. He scored a spectacular goal with his left foot against West Ham United last month. Zabaleta's pass is poor. Espinosa was caught by David Silva despite the protests. Roger Espinosa is from Honduras. He was raised in America, where his father went to work as an illegal immigrant. Didn't see his dad until he was 12, not until he qualified for a green card and was able to bring his family to live with him in the USA. Quite a story.
So far for City, down the right-hand side, they've had the odd at the moment, haven't they? One from Aguero, a little bit of David Silva when he was on the ball. Not really anything down their left side at all yet with Nasri and Clichy in terms of any real genuine forward threat.
Here is Espinosa. Shana. Confident passing from Wigan Athletic. Boyce to MacArthur. Now Kone. MacArthur has gone on here. He's got away from Company, but not from Barry.
Good work from Gareth Barry. That's where James MacArthur will be comfortable. Once he gets out of that right back slot and all of a sudden finds himself maybe running towards the 18-yard box, yeah, that's when he all of a sudden comes alive and his eyes light up a little bit in a more natural position for him.
Boyce. That is offside. Ten years ago, Wigan Athletic were winning the Division 2 title. It is an extraordinary journey. 7th consecutive season in the top flight. And now 3 of their first choice defenders this afternoon. Kone to Espinosa. Ball was out of play.
Certainly the work rate that Kone and McManaman are putting in terms of trying to prevent those fullbacks coming forward is admirable, and it's certainly working. It's allowing, I think, Wigan to have a fair bit of possession in the middle of the park as well. It's just getting numbers in the box when Wigan are in the last third, when they have the opportunity to put it in there. Not a tremendous amount of options. Invariably, Aruna Kone has hardly been able to get in between Company or Nastasic in their position where maybe he could be a threat. That's the one little link now that Wigan will be looking for. Can they now perhaps get those guys in the wider area to deliver something and have numbers arriving in the box?
Company seeking out Nasri, who's just had some tactical input from his manager. So he's found space, and he's found David Silva, and he's pulled it back for Carlos Tevez, and that's an extraordinary save with his foot by Joel. A trailing leg just diverted it over the crossbar. Wonderful improvised save.
First little bit of Sami Nasri where he just makes a little angle for himself, and Carlos Tevez, I think if he goes towards the post closest to him, he scores. I'm not sure the goalkeeper would save it. He's tried to go back across the goal. All credit to the goalkeeper, that's an outstanding save.
Nasri, Barry, lifted into David Silva again. Shiner with a little bit of time, and uses it, finds Sean Maloney. Aware of Kone in space on this side, but Zabaletta's aware too. Yaya Toure to Carlos Tevez, who's played a 1-2 there off Shana unwittingly. Tevez! He did have other options, but he couldn't resist once the ball ran kindly for him.
He's a little bit unlucky there, actually, Paul Shana. Watch, he reads that little pass to Aguero and it inadvertently bumps it right back into Tevez's path. Nothing in the box to hit, why not hit it? This was the save from Joel moments earlier. I think if Tevez fizzes that one towards the goalkeeper's left-hand post, he scores. And going back across the way, goalkeeper just manages to flick that with his foot and knock it over the crossbar. Big chance.
It's funny, he was in the same generation at Atletico Madrid as David De Gea. They were rivals in the Atletico junior teams, and I think Joel was actually ahead of De Gea until he picked up an injury, and that was a very De Gea-like save. Stasic, Barry, nicely into a channel for Sergio Aguero's run. Silva is starting to pull the strings a bit now for Manchester City. Sami Nasri. Breakdown of communication. Now Clichy in there with the Athletic goal kick. It's a Manchester City throw. Both teams have created a clear opening in these opening third of the game. Callum McManaman for Wigan Athletic and Carlos Tevez for Manchester City. Even match. McCarthy. Kone. Maloney into the path of Jordi Gomez. Hit against Company, it'll bounce for Espinosa. Maloney back on the ball. Jordi Gomez. Roger Espinosa. Shana. McCarthy. Again showing good poise in possession. MacArthur to Boyce. Played behind McManaman. David Silva threaded through to Carlos Tevez. Nimble footwork from him, and now Sergio Aguero. Held up by Shana.
Lovely turn from Tevez as well. Great ball to Aguero, but really good defensive work again from Shana. Started once or twice, hasn't he, in the last 10 minutes, Carlos Tevez, to pick the ball up in a little bit of space himself and get on the half turn, but Shana was his match again there.
Where Tevez have started 15 games together for Manchester City this season. Prior to this evening, City won 13 of those 15 games. Jordi Gomez. Trying to clip it behind company for Kone. Will come for Aruna Kone. Espinosa. And now Jordi Gomez. It's a clever pass. Roger Espinosa, down he goes. Sporting challenge by Zabaleta. Andre Mariner had a great view and said nothing doing.
It's on Roger Espinosa's left side, his favourite side. Let's see that one again. Certainly Zabaleta's reaction was no. He was looking for it all the way, and so did Andre Mariner. The referee felt that too. Good run from the left back. A few times now he's been bursting forward. A good little ball into him.
Referee could not have been better positioned to make a judgment call there. I mean, he got it right.
Just never understand players when it's on your better side and your favourite to maybe get the shot away. Why hit the floor? That's always the curious part for me there. If he did dive.
Dalglish, it's a really good ball into Samir Nasri. Emerson Boyce goes with him. Wins it. Boyce away. And as far as Barry. Tapped into Tevez. Yaya Toure. Kone has found Alcaraz now, trying to lead a breakout. Skillful play by Alcaraz. Maloney trying to accelerate. McManaman has got away from Nastasic. Callum McManaman's got away from Joe Hart. Still McManaman. Still McManaman. He's against Zabaleta. Escape from Manchester City. Another chance for Callum McManaman.
It's great running from McManaman. Really, I love that. Lovely little foot there past Nastasic. He has to look for somebody else at this point. Now all of a sudden he thinks, no, I'm going on my own. That little drag back there puts another two on the floor, but he can't find a way past Zabaleta.
Good spell this for Wigan Athletic. Alcaraz. Shana. Tevez claiming he was impeded. Tevez. Cut out by Jordi Gomez. Jabbed forward towards Kone. Company responds well. Here's Sean Maloney. Jordi Gomez, now Roger Espinosa. Manchester City been urged to get into this game by the vast travelling support. Wigan Athletic are frustrating them. Tevez, Nasri. Clichy on the overlap. Marshall though by MacArthur. Not happy.
I think he's just saying there, too many touches. Let's do things a little bit quicker, get it moving a bit sharper, a bit faster.
David Silva. Sami Nasri. Twisting run, and David Silva did get his head to the ball but couldn't divert it goalwards. Ball kept in by Espinosa. There's a serious penalty claim in the midst of all that by Roger Espinosa.
We'll get a better angle of seeing. It's a lovely ball from Jordi Gomez. Now just watch Zabaleta here. No, I don't think he offers himself to the ball, and I think he just hits the floor. I think Andre Mariner's got that absolutely right. I think he could resist that challenge a little bit there, but I think he feels something and just wants to hit the floor. I think if he stays on his feet, he might well be able to get a shot away there.
Bit of a dive at the end.
Well done, the referee. just as City threaten to sort of get it going and start to dictate proceedings, I think Wigan respond. That's the beauty of this Wigan team. When you watch them play, they can throw it away in 1 minute, they can produce something very good the next.
Stasic, Zabaleta, there's Clichy. Silva. Won by Alcaraz. Here's Maloney with options right and left. Kone. Good work by Runa Kone. It's deflected by Vincent Kompany. Easy enough for Joe Hart.
Yeah, it's a long way out there, Runa Kone. It's going to take something exceptional to beat Joe Hart from there. When he does step in like that, that's when perhaps he needs another runner, somebody else breaking from midfield, maybe Jordi Gomez.
Nasri. Tevez. Tevez taking over. Zabaleta. Tevez. Zabaleta, he's gathered that in well. Will come for Gareth Barry. Didn't trust his right foot to really drive it across the face of goal, did he?
It's a tame effort, that, from Gareth Barry in the end. He made that initial overlap and was ignored first time round by Carlos Tevez, who favoured Zabaleta. But when it comes back out here to Gareth Barry, you feel he's really got to wrap his foot around that and go big towards the far post. Didn't really commit to the shot. In the end, it was a pretty harmless effort that the goalkeeper gathers.
Wigan Athletic, a very game 8-1 shot. I don't think there'll be 8-1 right now. It's not that bad. Espinosa has done well to find Maloney. McCarthy. And MacArthur. McCarthy and MacArthur played together at their last club, Hamilton Academicals. He kept his head. He's the one that is being linked with the big clubs, number 4 James McCarthy, on the 2 gossip column links with Manchester United and Arsenal and Chelsea and Newcastle. The Glasgow-born Irish international, number 4 James McCarthy, just 22 years of age. All those clubs have changed their manager in the last 5 minutes. Not quite sure who's by who at the moment. Nasri. Tevez. Toure. Clichy is offside.
Difficult when you're waiting and waiting, desperate for the ball to be switched. As Gael Clichy is looking at him at the top of the screen, desperately trying to wait, and in the end, just goes too keen and he's a yard offside.
Kone. Company did enough. Barry. Tevez. Clichy. No, Nasri. space here for Gartlishi. Sami Nasri. His runners created some space, and Nasri creating some mischief with a stinging shot, beaten away by Joel.
Good save again. Excellent hands from the goalkeeper. It was a very powerful effort from Nasri.
Espinosa. Jordi Gomez. Callum McManaman. Espinosa helping it on. Maloney tried to quicken with anticipation by Company. Rare misplaced pass from Jordi Gomez, but Chan were able to keep it in.
It's been an interesting 45 minutes for Wigan. I'm sure Martinez will say, look, see what you're capable of. You can certainly upset them and hurt them, but they've got to find that extra last little piece of the jigsaw, haven't they? That bit of cutting edge, a goal from somewhere. The football's been good. For City, they know they have gears to find.
McCarthy tossed towards Espinosa. Zabaleta deals with it. Company was hurried there by McCarthy. Plenty to ponder. Roberto Mancini and David Platt. Well seen again by Company. David Silva. Nothing to choose between Manchester City and Wigan Athletic so far. They're more than a game underdog. They play with some style and they play with some confidence. They've created chances for Callum McManaman. At the other end, Carlos Tevez has been denied by a wonderful save by young Joel. But this cup final could go either way. At the break, it's Manchester City 0, Wigan Athletic 0.
It could go either way. The worry was that Man City would simply steamroll a Wigan. It absolutely hasn't happened. The ingredients for an upset are still there. The big side not quite on it. Wigan playing very nicely indeed, even thrown the odd miracle save in there to keep it at 0-0. It's all to play for. Second half's going to be great. We'll look back at the first half shortly.
And they just haven't performed, so well done to Wigan, but I think certainly the manager's had some stern words at half-time for City.
On the other hand, you know, as a fan, you're always hoping for stern words from the manager. I've hardly ever seen it make any difference. You know, you always think, oh, the manager will get them in, it'll sort them out. It very rarely happens in my experience.
No, it does from the top managers. I think Mancini, I've given him lots of praise, particularly before the game. We're talking about him being under pressure. He'll have to earn his crust now at half-time, because City, unless they buck up their ideas, are obviously going to lose the cup today, because what we've seen with Wigan, all their players can deal with the ball. So this big pitch and this big occasion, they're dealing with. And if anything, City look like the underdogs.
Well, I wonder if we'll look back, if this half doesn't go City's way, and think about all those stories this morning and the effect on the manager and the effect on the camp, because at the moment they haven't got anywhere near the level you'd expect from them. And you'd expect players of their ability. City have big match experience, and they haven't shown that.
Briefly, who's fitter here than out of these two? Because it's going to tell.
Well, Wigan have had a midweek game, but they've had long enough to recover from that. So I don't think fitness between these two sides makes an issue. I really don't. I think it's whether City start to show the quality and the patience in possession that they've got.
Okay, let's rejoin Andy and Clive for the second half.
Just a moment to remember a poignant anniversary. 28 years ago today, 56 people lost their lives in the fire at Valley Parade in Bradford. 11th of May 1985, a date we should never forget. Wigan Athletic are back in North London to face Arsenal on Tuesday night, an Arsenal that won't have played for 10 days. And it's Aston Villa at home for them next Sunday. There is a history of beaten cup finalists being relegated. It happened to Manchester City in the 20s, and all athletes in Portsmouth and Middlesbrough. No FA Cup winner has gone down in the same season. Norwich City won the League Cup in a relegation season, 1985. So Wigan can find a victory. It might just provide an omen for the even bigger struggle that they face in the coming week. They haven't struggled today in any sense. Zabaleta coming together with Espinosa, one of the big talking points of the first half. There's Yaya Toure, who's been muted so far. Away by Boyce, down by Maloney. McCarthy to MacArthur. McManaman. Gomez. Espinosa used him a lot. Wigan Athletic. Jordi Gomez rolled into Konak. Manaman. Rather hopefully by James McCarthy.
He's just trying to lean away from that one, isn't he? McCarthy, and just trying to hopefully slide that one across Joe Hart into the far corner.
James Milner started the last two Premier League games for Manchester City. He has been a regular since the turn of the year.
Again, Joe Hart forced to kick that one. Wigan win that header and all of a sudden back in possession of the ball.
Company's made a number of good interceptions of that kind. Tevez to Zabaleta. Away by Alcaraz. Konak. How far was it? Yeah, belatedly given.
Good play from Maruna Kone. He's got to make sure he protects the ball. Some Company's a very big, intimidating, powerful man, but manages to win his team a free kick. Just buys him a little bit of organisational time and a breather.
Kone back on the ball. Losing it this time to Yaya Toure. Barry. Tevez with a little bit of freedom to run here. Nasri. Well, it was promising until he tried something which I'm guessing was a cross.
Yeah, poor in the end from Samir Nasri. Decent little ball from Tevez. That's where he wants to get it. He wants to start running at MacArthur. Options around him, outside of him, but chose to ignore them, and then it's a waste. I think for City, I think Aguero, because of his running, or Tevez have to try and stretch that back three. They've got to try and drag Boyce, Shana and Alcaraz back to just give the likes of Yaya Toure and somebody else a little bit of room to start influencing the game a bit more.
I wonder how long it will be before Roberto Mancini moves him forward a position. Stasic. Clichy to Barry. Barry seeking out Tevez. Otherwise by Espinosa. Now Cody's lost it inside his own half here, and this is Carlos Tevez. In towards the near post, and a real chance for Sergio Aguero. It's well defended, it is a corner.
It was. Emerson Boyce gets the thanks from his goalkeeper. First time is a bit of a flimsy challenge, that one from Paul Shana. He gets twisted and turned, not sure where he is, and Boyce it is who just sticks a leg out to deny Aguero.
That's how quickly Manchester City can unhinge your defensive efforts. David Silva takes in towards Vincent Kompany, but Paul Shana is there first. Both teams now attacking the ends of the stadium where the vocal support is gathered. Bit of early momentum in the second half for Manchester City. David Silva in towards Company, and it was deflected over the top last off a Manchester City body, and it is a goal kick.
Goalkeeper's not getting there. Joel's trying to get through that ruck of bodies. He doesn't get there, and Vincent Kompany is just inches away from making the sort of contact which will make a difference. He's stretching every sinew, but Joel's not really getting there. It may just hit him, and in the end, they get the goal kick.
Toure finding Silva. It's a really well-timed challenge by Shana. Espinosa. Maloney. Well by Zabaleta, tidied up by Barry, but at the expense of a throw-in to Wigan Athletic.
Good defending that from Zabaleta. Not easy with someone like Maloney walking the ball up to you and throwing in lots of step-overs and lots of body shapes to try and find half a yard. Does well to resist.
Manchester City throw, and a chance for us to go down to our touchline reporter Gabriel Clark, who's had a half-time word with Roberto Martinez.
Yes, as you can imagine, Clive, Roberto was very happy with his team's first-half performance, but two things he emphasised. The first, practical, come on, let's take a chance that we make. The second, psychological. He said to his team, do you really believe you can win this game? Believe has been the Wigan slogan ever since they reached the cup final, and Martinez now wants his team to show that final match-winning conviction.
A bit more conviction about Manchester City since the break. Dalglish. Samir Nasri. Aguero. Just couldn't quite gather it in.
It's the right idea. That's where Aguero wants to receive it. That's when he's so dangerous. Such a powerful man. He's able to gather the ball and hang on to it. Change imminent.
James Milner played in the semi-final here. Barry caught in possession by Maloney, and a free kick has gone Manchester City's way.
It's an interesting one. Maloney maybe just nibbling away a little bit too much, yeah.
Nasri. Toure. Tevez. Toure. And David Silva. Floated in towards Carlos Tevez. It was a spectacular effort, but barely made contact with the ball.
Difficult one. David Silva trying to pick out Carlos Tevez, holds his run. It's not easy. Not easy to make the right contact on that.
Samir Nasri seems to be the man making his way off. James Milner, who sat out the final 2 years ago on the bench without coming on. Maloney. Lost a lot of Espinosa. Milner covering. Tevez. David Silva. And now Dalglish. Given away by Alcaraz as far as Milner. Good challenge by Espinosa. Maloney finds Kone. Jordi Gomez. Now McCarthy. Linking up well with Kone. Advantage played. McCarthy was taken out late. Maloney on the ball now. Here's MacArthur. And McManaman with a chance to run at Clichy. He's got on the outside of him. McManaman's cross against Company. Crockett.
Good play again from Callum McManaman. His pace been a real problem for Gael Clichy. The City fullback is exceptionally quick himself, but it's just that little half a yard getting out of his feet, and he's strong enough to resist it. Company having to come out and double team very well, making sure they see the danger out.
Boyce, Alcaraz and Shana, the back three, are all inside the Manchester City penalty area. Jordi Gomez short to Callum McManaman. MacArthur. McCarthy. There's Shana. Now Espinosa. His touch was heavy. Well, didn't make much attempt to get the ball there.
Yeah, I think that's a waste, that, from that corner. Put it in there. Haven't got to produce. Not everything's got to have a plan and have a reason. Sometimes you just knock the ball into a 6-yard box and ask someone to go and attack it. Simple as that. It's a little bit of a waste, that sort of opportunity, when you get the chance to give Joe Hart something to think about. Why not test him?
4 of the last 6 FA Cup finals have been won by a single goal. Milner. Aguero let it run. He was aware of Zabaleta, but so too was Alcaraz. McCarthy. Going to take on Yaya Toure here. Manchester City get the decision.
He was a brave lad for taking him on. He didn't see it. There wasn't too many options, were there? He probably had to go for that with a bit of a gulp and think, oh well, here we go. He was always going to come off second best.
Came off at half-time at Swansea last weekend. Yaya Toure complaining of muscle fatigue. I get muscle fatigue just watching him run. Little flick there from Tevez, and here's David Silva profiting. Aguero goes down. Was he caught? Well, Shana certainly went sprawling and seemed to reach out and almost in a rugby fashion catch the back of Aguero's heel.
I wonder if Andre Mariner felt that whether Sergio Aguero was ever really going to get there, but certainly, you're right, Shana was almost diving, wasn't he? Interesting to see exactly how much of Aguero he caught, prevented him whether or not he did get into the ball.
Kone, Maloney, Jordi Gomez, Espinosa. Faced up to their individual duels with relish, the Wigan Athletic players. No respecters of reputations here. Espinosa going again against Zabaleta, who's been as good a defender as the Premier League's had this season.
Shake of the head there from Andre Mariner. I think he's being asked by 1 or 2 of the City players. Is Aguero offside? I think he is anyway. I think he is. Maybe a bit of a coming together with Shana, who stumbles, and Aguero, but again, I think it's an inadvertent one. I don't think the forward's ever getting there before the goalkeeper.
David Silva. Just don't want a big game like this to be settled by a controversial refereeing call. James Milner. Okay.
That's what James Milner will give this City team. We'll just give him that little bit more blatant threat down that right side. And he gets it, he'll want to just maybe get half a yard, put it in there. Sometimes with Nasri and David Silva, they can be a little bit similar.
Milner's caught Wigan dozing. David Silva to high for Nastasic. McManaman. Good run now. He's just caught there by Zabaleta, and I think that's going to be the first yellow card of the final for Pablo Zabaleta. Knew what he was doing.
Yeah, he knew exactly what he was doing. Knew that he was going to get a yellow card there, no question. Didn't have any designs really on trying to hold the run there or slow him down. I don't think he realised he couldn't stop McManaman. He's flying in. Yeah, touching quite rightly. Referee brandishes a yellow. chance as well for Wigan there on the counter. They did have options outside him, McManaman.
Torre finding Gareth Barry. It's a really good reverse ball for James Milner. Milner into the path of Zabaleta. Just teased David Silva, but a little bit too much pace on it for the Spaniard to catch up with.
Better combination down the right, much better from City. Milner driving in. He's looking for Zabaleta, he finds him. That's a shot really more than anything. Just needs somebody to gamble. David Silva maybe looking for it. Just in the end, he just pauses, hesitates for a second and a chance lost.
Haven't had a Spanish goal scorer in the FA Cup final yet. The first ever FA Cup goal scored by a Spaniard was by Roberto Martinez for Wigan Athletic at Canal Street, Runcorn, and I was there. He had a bit more hair then.
Good goal.
Yeah, poked in. He used to have a famous Matador goal celebration when he arrived in this country, one of 3 Spaniards that Wigan signed that summer of '95. I was 10 then. Here's Tevez. And it was a bit high. Jordi Gomez penalised. It was more than a bit high.
Yeah. It's a bit wild, isn't it, that one?
Almost nanny country, that. Company and Stasic are in there. David Silva standing over the ball. Just a bit too much curl and elevation on it for any of them.
Yeah, it's a poor delivery from David Silva. Doesn't give anybody a chance, that.
It was a breakthrough win for him here 2 years ago. 19 men held the manager's post at Manchester City, one capacity or another, without landing a major trophy between 1976 and 2011, and Roberto Mancini was the man who broke the curse. Maloney. MacArthur to McManaman. Kone. Maloney. Bruno Kone. Slip back to Jordi Gomez. He is naturally left-footed and he is a lovely sweet striker of the ball.
It's good football. It's just getting somebody in that position where they maybe don't have to take a touch, as Jordi Gomez does there. Because as soon as he takes that touch, it allows Zabaleta to get tight and close the shot down.
He's a Barcelona graduate, Jordi Gomez. He played in the same youth team as Lionel Messi and Gerard Piqué. It's Barcelona. He's a bit too tall for them. He's 5'11". Torre, the scorer of the winning goal in the cup final 2 years ago. 74th minute that came against Stoke. Milner. Stopped well by Jordi Gomez.
Good play, Jordi Gomez. Excellent work from James Milner, actually, to just fashion a yard to deliver it. In the end, Gomez just does enough to snuff that cross out.
Espinosa. It's found its way somehow to MacArthur. Early for McManaman. Callum McManaman. Checked again. Dalglish stopped him. McManaman found a cross. Kone waits beyond the far post. A little wrong-footed. Back to Roger Espinosa. It's a bit of a miscue, but it's come for Jordi Gomez. McManaman can go again. Runs away from David Silva. Callum McManaman! Oh, terrific challenge from Vincent Kompany by James Milner.
Great work from McManaman again. Fantastic running ability with the ball.
Espinosa's cross away by Nastasic.
And it was a sensational challenge from Vincent Kompany, who flashed across the 6-yard box to smother that effort, but love that direct attitude. He just walks past David Silva, goes past Clichy, and their skipper there, very quick across the ground to block that. He's the outball for McManaman. He's a real danger. When he gets it, whether it's Clichy, David Silva, whoever it is, he feels like he's got it within himself to take these people on and beat them.
Approaching the midpoint in the second half, and come on everybody at home, be honest. How many of you thought Wigan Athletic would still be in the cup final at this point? They are banging it. Nastasic. Away by Boyce. Carter can't quite keep that in. Well, here's an interesting change. Jack Rodwell, who has figured in the last couple of Manchester City games after another 2 months out, nursing another hamstring injury. Played only 35 minutes in the run to Wembley. He's had a tortured first season at the club, just 5 starts because of injury. And the fact that Carlos Tevez is being fingered to be replaced suggests to me that Yaya Toure is going to move forward.
Jack Rodwell alongside Gareth Barry up just to give him the chance to go and put his stamp on the game. So far, Yaya's sitting alongside Gareth Barry. They've just been running around there with Maloney and Gomez and co without really being able to run off the back of them and get anything going for their team at all.
Here is Toure. Clichy. Silva. That's a teasing, tempting cross, but Joel with a bit of a fumble. Gathered it in.
I'm sure Roberto Martinez is very much aware that his team are having the sort of spell that they're having. Got to try and make that breakthrough. You get the best teams on the rack, you've got to get in front, because they do have the quality maybe to not perform, to not play well, and then pinch something and hurt you.
Tevez, who lifted the cup here 2 years ago as Manchester City skipper, he's now got to put his hopes of a second winner's medal in the hands of his teammates, because he's off. And Jack Rodwell, who's still only 22, will come on with a chance to make his first big impression as a Manchester City player. MacArthur under pressure from Aguero. Unfair pressure. Bit of a storm moving in. The skies have darkened. There's a bit of a wind whistling around now. And it's a stormy afternoon for Manchester City so far.
Massively overhit. That's because you're trying to force it. You're so desperate to try and get further up the pitch and get the team moving.
One or two glove faces in sky blue.
I wonder how much of a worry for Martinez as well. This is very similar to the game at the Etihad, as you mentioned, Clive, at the start not that long ago, where Wigan were very good, had chances, never took them, and eventually lost.
In the 83rd minute. Matt Manaman. MacArthur. In possession. Well to Silva. Now Toure. There's Jack Rodwell. Light on his feet. Kishi. David Silva trying to get down the side and in behind. MacArthur sees to it that he can't, but Kishi can cross now. Towards the head of Yaya Toure, way by Shana, as far as Gareth Barry. Here's James Milner. Tangle with Espinosa, and Manchester City have a free kick.
Yeah. Just felt he could pinch that, didn't he, Espinosa? Might have been better off James Milner running towards the corner flag, just stay with him. In the end, it just gets a bit untidy and he drags him down.
Stasic is being joined by Company inside the Wigan Athletic penalty area. Over 86,000, just about a sellout. Wigan Athletic did sell their entire allocation. Milner with the free kick. Header is Rodwell, and the save is reasonably comfortable for Joel. Maloney. Espinosa. Connect. Stolen by Pablo Zabaleta. Here's Yaya Toure. We haven't really seen one of his surging bursts as yet. David Silva on the ball. Now Toure's got some space to run into. Back to Silva, gathered in. Alcaraz comes between them and clears. There's a cracking 0-0. Kone.
Better from the Runa Kone. A couple that have just gone into him in the last 5 or 10 minutes have bounced off him. He'll make sure he hangs on to that. That allows Espinosa, McManaman and all these guys in the wider areas to get up the field.
Lonely to McCarthy. Now McManaman. On the outside of Clichy. Finds a cross again over the head of Kone. Awkward for Milner with Espinosa closing in. James Milner did really well. The fall for Jordi Gomez though. Poor cross from him, throw in.
Tell you what, if I was Vincent Company, I'd be out there saying to Gal Clichy, is there any chance of you preventing McManaman from keeping on running past you and whipping it in the box?
I'm trying.
But he's not trying hard enough. Not doing his job, because that young man's having a field day at the minute. He's going to cost City if he's not careful. Clichy, he needs to get closer, tighter and nail him and close him down far better than he has been. Non-existent so far. Flip side of that, if I'm a Wigan player, I'm rolling it out to McManaman every time I get it.
Well, the Scouts has got a real appetite for the game, an appetite for the ball. Might get it again here from MacArthur. Here is Callum McManaman, trying to get past Nastasic, who just steps across him. They can't handle him. Yellow card. Both Manchester City yellow cards are for fouls on Callum McManaman. 22 last month, released by Everton as a 16-year-old.
Now these are important, very, very important for Wigan to try and find a way through. Got to deliver something worthwhile here. Sean Maloney's got the quality. Players in the box mustn't be too eager and run offside or anything silly like that, but must find some quality here. He's got it.
The Wigan godfather watches on expectantly as his team look to seize the moment. Sean Maloney. Oh, he's actually hit the crossbar. don't think that's what he was trying to do.
Whether or not he was looking to fly that right over the top of Aguero's head, going towards the near post. I think he's always overhit that a little bit. He's dipped at the last minute, bounced off the top of the crossbar.
How about Rodwell this time? Pouring down on a cup final day, just not right. Matt Manaman. Manchester City gone to a 3 here. Looks like Nastasic has come across to try to deal with McManaman. Company. Zabaleta. Barry to David Silva. Clichy to Aguero. Rodwell. Silva. Clichy. It's a telling cross. Turned away by Shana. Kone did so well to make that his.
Well played Jack Rodwell as well. Made sure he gets back to pick that up. They can push both fullbacks forward, Clive, and make sure that Gareth Barry, as he is now, sits in between Company and Nastasic.
Yaya Toure. Gareth Barry. Van Clichy. David Silva. Aguero. Rodwell. A bit of a speculative effort. Athletic will be happy to contain Manchester City to long-range pots at their goal.
I'm so used to seeing City have good possession, 30, 40 yards out, and then find that clever little threaded pass. Haven't been able to find one, I don't think, today. Very few.
If anybody can, David Silva can. Gal Clichy. Fall for Kone. Here's Espinosa. McManaman making an inside break this time. Company has to watch that carefully. Cup final is settled on the day. Extra time. And penalties if necessary. Yaya Toure. Jack Rodwell. James Milner. Rodwell clipped in towards Clichy. Boy's doing just about enough. Aguero though. David Silva. Yaya Toure. Maybe a corner.
Good block again. Making sure that they're very compact, they're very tight. They're letting City have it in the wider areas. They're offering them the chance to go wide and then cross it. They're making sure that they keep those gaps down to a minimum where Silva can operate at his best.
Milner with the corner. Well gathered though by Joel.
Well done.
Ed Watson imminent. Roger Espinosa. Got away from Zabaleta. 3 in support. One of them McManaman. Sean Maloney. Aruna Kone. Tackled by Gareth Barry.
Just got to get numbers in the box. Can't keep stepping back every time they get it into a dangerous area, Wigan. It's one thing they haven't done. Just try to commit more people into the box. When Kone gets it there, others have got to look to try and make up the ground.
company. 18th time this evening. Here comes the change. Ben Watson, who has played in the last couple of Premier League games after nearly 5 months out with a broken shin bone, suffered in November. And he's going to take over from Jordi Gomez in midfield.
I think that's a sensible move as well. Jordi Gomez has played admirably. Again, cannot allow City to start to find a way through the middle of the park, particularly with Yaya Toure now, who's trying to pick up a position a little bit further forward, still yet to have an effect on the game.
First touch for Ben Watson. Here's Callum McManaman. James McCarthy. McCarthy with the cross. It hits Maloney. It comes back for Watson to strike, but free kick's already been given.
Andre Mary gives that one for handball. Shot coming. Ben Watson hits Sean Maloney, but he'll be frustrated. His team haven't got going. This game very much in the balance play.
Never a season without silverware at Manchester City or Inter Milan. As he said in his press conference yesterday, 7 trophies in 4 seasons, didn't spare him the sack at San Siro. Jose Mourinho followed him in there. Then Rafa Benitez.
Don't think he can afford defeat here. Really don't.
Justin Toure. I don't think he particularly wanted it. He didn't want that. It's just behind MacArthur. The last 10 minutes is in the balance. Let's go wins a fancy. Toure. Stepped into space and found Galclichy. Over away by Emerson Boyce. Barry. Oh, that's a little perilous. Runakone. Here goes Callum McManaman. Closing in on him. Down he goes. Zabaleta came across with a sliding challenge. Already yellow carded. And there's another coming. Zabaleta awaits his fate. Only one other man has ever been sent off in an FA Cup final at Wembley. Kevin Moran of Manchester United in 1985. Jose Antonio Reyes of Arsenal was sent off in a Cardiff final. But for the 3rd time in FA Cup final history, a player is sent from the field, and no argument surely.
Well, look, McManaman's always getting there first. Zabaleta just goes flying in. He's committed 100% to making the challenge. He doesn't get there. And there's no argument at all.
He was actually sent off at Wigan 3 seasons back. Zabaleta. He's had a wonderful season, but it might just be coming to a sorry end. Mr. James Milner will be able to fill in there. Now, can Wigan Athletic exact ultimate punishment here?
We've seen Sean Maloney do this at Queen's Park Rangers to devastating effect.
And even later than this. It's Sean Maloney. And he just couldn't quite get it to swing and dip enough.
Not one of his best, was it? You know you've got to beat Joe Hart, you've got to hit it hard, it's got to be firmly struck, really commit to it. Goalkeeper's always guessed right, even if it was under the bar, I think he stops it.
backs up against Aguero. Well.
Well, Yaya Toure now's dropped back a little bit, of course. Jack Rodwell and Gareth Barry splitting either side of him. David Silva just off of Aguero. Interested to see what Martinez does with his team at this point.
As I say, not really had the pressure of needing to field full-strength teams since the semi-finals here a month ago. Wigan Athletic have been playing cup finals on a weekly basis. But history is beckoning them here, there's no doubt about that. They're looking the team more likely. Alcaraz into Maloney, now MacArthur. Sean Maloney, stopped by Nastasic, cleared by Clichy.
Now they can perhaps start to commit one or two other extra players forward into the 18-yard box when they get it wide. Got to now.
Konan, Maloney, brought down by Barry, another free kick in an almost exact spot from which Maloney had got a goal a moment ago. Another yellow card, this time for Barry.
It's another leggy challenge, isn't it, from Gareth Barry?
City arrested all their players on Tuesday. Substitute Ben Watson has placed this. Maloney still pacing out a run though. He's the preferred free kick taker for Wigan Athletic, number 10. But it is Ben Watson into the wall. Boyce. Matt Manaman. McCarthy. Tossed towards the head of Espinosa. Now Konan. Played back to Maloney. Jinking run just created that half a yard of space. He couldn't make the most of it.
Good block again from Company. Gets himself down the line of the shot and just puts his body in the way.
It's a push there by Rodwell. Just a hint of handball actually there for a moment.
Just have a look at this one, yeah. Gareth Barry's arms come up. They go back across his chest, don't they? But big appeal from the Wigan players.
I think the players we've seen raising their arm up above shoulder height in those situations, they're the ones who are getting penalised.
Yeah.
Barry's arms were tucked in.
Interesting, James MacArthur has pushed further forward now. He's got to be a little bit careful because he doesn't want to start cramping McManaman style too much. He's had great joy when they've been able to switch the play from left to right to get McManaman in. Of course, they feel now they can push and they can press and they can perhaps take a few more chances. I'd just leave McManaman in this wider area where he can get it.
MacArthur to McManaman. Running Clichy again. Running beyond Clichy again. Tangle, corner given.
Another question asked of the referee again because of his direct running style. Gael Clichy appeared to have recovered and then seemed to take his foot off the gas. And I don't think it's a penalty. I think it's a slight coming together. They're both grabbing each other in many ways. It's very close. That is very, very close. I think it's a very difficult one. I think the referee's done well.
Added time, 3 minutes. Maloney with the corner in towards Watson! Wigan Athletic on the verge! Dave Whelan's Wembley return looks set to be This is the biggest upset since the Crazy Gang.
Goal scorer for Wigan Athletic.
Great delivery. It's vital when you get a chance, as I said earlier, that you do put it in there and that you do ask a question of your teammates to go and get on the end of it. And Ben Watson has done exactly that. He's got himself a goal, and it could be a cup-winning goal. It's a lovely delivery. It's got the perfect flight. It's the perfect weight on it. And he's got across his man. He's got across Jack Rodwell. He's put his head on it, and Joe Hart's got no chance. He's just sailed over his head into the far corner. That's a great goal.
Well, his biggest claim to fame thus far is that he looks like Prince Harry. He is Wigan royalty right now. Ben Watson. It is unbelievable. But it's not over. Milner. Edin Dzeko is on. Throw into Manchester City. Will there be time added to the 3 minutes that the referee has signalled? There surely has to be. 10-man Manchester City. Company. Goal kick. And Andy, time for you to tell us your Budweiser man of the match.
Yeah. Well, as Ben Watson smiles and celebrates, the man of the match has certainly been Callum McManaman. I think he's been outstanding. He's been a constant menace from the first minute to the 91st. He's been terrific, and he deserves that. What a moment for Ben Watson on as a sub. Disappointing in not starting. Wow. Did he ever dream it would end like this? But he's going to get across his man in the last minute, put his head on something and knock it straight in the back of the net.
He's a Londoner. He played for the England under-21s with the likes of Theo Walcott and James Milner. Had 6 years at Crystal Palace, but he's made his home in the North West and after an injury-ravaged season. A golden moment. Joel, the Wigan goalkeeper, has been yellow-carded for wasting time in the last minute. He's off limits here. He's got to get this right. Manchester City have got to get a goal from somewhere. Throwing everybody but Hart forward. Towards the head of Dzeko. Aguero trying to turn. Company couldn't get to it. Nicked away from him by McCarthy. Clichy back in there. Good header by Shana. Company to Milner. Stopped by Espinosa.
Good tackle, draw breath, reorganise. Make sure you find your man, grab hold of him, tag him.
Well, we're talking about Roberto Mancini's future. What about Roberto Martinez's future? He's on the verge of an extraordinary feat here. Clichy in towards Dzeko, cleared by Espinosa. McCarthy has got to it, Milner's got it back. An FA Cup upset to rival any we've seen in the modern era. There is a new name on the old trophy, and that name is Wigan Athletic. The FA Cup is writing fairy tales again, and not since the Crazy Gang won for Wimbledon in 1988 has the cup final seen a crazier result. Mighty Manchester City beaten by the rank outsiders. The romance of the cup comes to Wigan. And Dave Whelan is a Wembley winner, 53 years on. You couldn't write it. It's a massive defeat for Manchester City. Even a massive win might not have spared Roberto Mancini, but his future will likely share the headlines with the unlikely heroes now. It's a trophyless season for Manchester City. Winning the Community Shield no longer enough for a City manager. But Wigan Athletic are Wembley wonders. I have to say, to borrow a line from a colleague, this year's Crazy Gang, a more culture club in truth. Ben Watson, the match winner, is speaking to Gabriel Clark.
Ben Watson, Wigan Athletic, FA Cup winners. You're the match winner.
Unbelievable. Well, I've got to say, them boys today were fantastic from the first minute to the 95th, and they deserve it. You know, it's been a long six months myself. Had a gamble, and it happened.
The moment of your life.
Other than my children, yeah.
And what does it mean to this club, and how have this club managed this success?
You know, them fans today again, unbelievable. 81,000 fans. People in Wigan, and we bring 30,000 here today. You know, credit to them, and you know, from the chairman, the manager, the staff, the players, we've worked hard. You know, we've got 2 massive games now to stay in the league, and if we perform like that, then we'll be all right.
And what about from Mr. Dave Whelan? Broke his leg here in 1960. I'm sure he's told you all about it. He's up in that stand now.
Yeah, we've heard it more than once. Unbelievable. He's put so much into this club, and out of anyone at this football club, that man deserves everything he gets.
And does Roberto Martinez stay now, whatever? He's got to, hasn't he?
Well, he has to. You know, we start this season, win the FA Cup, in Europe next season. You know, don't get any better than that.
Wigan Athletic, FA Cup winners, Ben Watson match winner. Many congratulations. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Callum McManaman, a moment of history, and you were a massive part of it. How does that feel?
Me though. Just had a feeling this morning when we got up. We just knew it was going to be our day. The longer it went on, we knew we had the better chance. Eventually, the goal came.
You played with so much confidence all 90 minutes, didn't you? You never lacked that belief that you could do it today.
Yeah. The gaffer said before the game, just see it as any other game. Just go into it. Don't be afraid. So that's what we did.
And what about your story, the FA Cup, your season, the story of your career so far this season? Amazing stuff.
I still can't believe it, to be honest. Made up.
And what about the man who's made all this work? Roberto Martinez, of course, the inspirational manager, and Dave Whelan, the chairman.
Yeah, definitely. Everyone at the club, can't believe it. Everyone at the club's being involved and helped. So.
Well, listen, Callum, you are the man of the match, so you thoroughly deserve that. Well done, sir. Well done.
Roberto Martinez, FA Cup winning manager. Well, to sum it up, because you talked at half-time to me about believing, about your players having the belief. They proved it. They proved they had it.
Well, it's an incredible moment. As you said, half-time, we were all really down because I thought we played really well the first half, and when you are in the FA Cup final against what they've been the England champions, you need to take your chances. And there was a real feeling of that maybe we wasted our opportunity. But this group of players, they never know any other thing apart from keep fighting, keep believing. I'm not the winner, I'm not the manager that won the cup. I'm the manager that is really proud of these winners.
When did you feel, or was it when the goal went in, that was the defining moment for you, quite simple?
Well, at that time I was thinking about the extra time and how we could use the extra man advantage. So it was incredible just to see the goal going in. It made sense, because probably at one moment that you couldn't see that goal coming, and the performance was magnificent. I thought we played eye to eye against a very, very good side, and we deserved that.
Tell me about Callum McManaman as well, man of the match today.
Well, I think I don't have to say anything. In football, the actions speak more louder than words, and his display was outstanding, something that we see every day in training. He's a real diamond of English football, and what a moment to do that and to show everyone, the whole world, what a type of player he is.
You talked before the game about what this would mean to Wigan. So now what does it mean?
Well, it means
the first FA Cup final, the first major trophy.
I think if you look at what's the FA Cup, it will be a team like Wigan winning it. That's what it means. It's that them dreams. When you're a footballer, you're dreaming about playing in Wembley and winning. And today you're seeing the underdogs that they play with incredible bravery, incredible belief, and defy the odds again, and that's the FA Cup.
Now, can you finish the job? 2 more finals to come, and will you stay at this club?
Well, you know for a fact that we're going to get an incredible fight, an incredible desire to get the 6 points that we got left. Then, as the whole season, there are things that you cannot control and affect results, but today is about today is about the FA Cup. Today is about the big major trophy that we got for Wigan Athletic. What an incredible story. Our chairman broke his leg in this turf in 1960, and today finally is finished business for him.
I remember that celebration you used to do when you scored a goal for Wigan. Give us a twirl again, will you?
Well, it's well fitting. Well fitting.
Here we go. Fantastic.
Well, no disrespect to Manchester City or any of their fans. You're a disconsolate Man City fan at home. I'm sure you'll understand if the rest of the football world joins in celebrating Wigan's magnificent achievement here. It's enough to warm your cockles up on a rather chilly spring day. Roy, fantastic scenes here.
Absolutely brilliant. Well deserved. They were the best team, controlled the game. I think we spoke about maybe cup shocks before the game, but the way they actually won the game and they deserved it. They weren't hanging in there. They were a better team, and great credit to everyone at Wigan. Fantastic achievement.
Roberto Martinez said in his interview, you know, they went eye to eye with Manchester City. I think they did better than that. I think they were the better side all over the pitch. The back three was superb, kept stepping in when they needed to. The midfield kept control of the game, and their wide players, McManaman obviously took the eye, but Maloney, to a man, they were better than City on the day, and City players have to look at themselves. You know, they looked lacklustre, and they looked as if they thought they were going to win the game before they went in it, and they deserved to come second.
I think you've got to give Roberto Martinez huge credit. I think his tactics were spot on. I thought his team, yes, there was less pressure on them because they weren't expected to win, but they were brave in the way they went about it. They committed men forward. City didn't commit people forward from the back. And I think, you know, earlier in the week everybody was questioning Roberto Martinez because of a couple of goals his second string back four gave away. He's a top manager, and I think the way he thinks things through is excellent, and I'll be very surprised if Wigan can hang on to him, but great for the football club to have done what they've done today.
It is absolutely teeming down out there now. It's raining. It's raining on Man City's parade, and no mistake. Let's go back to Clive.
Well, Manchester City knew the deal here, knew the demand for victory. A City season without silverware is a season of failure now. City were odds on, but off the pace somehow. It's an outsider's day at Wembley. Tomorrow one trophy will effectively leave the Etihad and travel across the city they so wanted. A trophy to put in its place. And as I said a little earlier, the Community Shield just isn't quite what this club is set up for anymore. All eyes on him now, and he'll have some big questions to answer in the next few days. The answers will be provided by other men at the club. And whoever's in charge of Manchester City this season, the next season, will be charged with the job of restoring them as contenders for the biggest prizes of all. Well, Dave Whelan, he's a Yorkshireman by birth, but raised in Wigan. He joined Blackburn Rovers from Wigan Boys Club as a 17-year-old. National Service delayed his development as a footballer, and then his career was all but ended before half-time in the biggest ever game he played in, the FA Cup final of 1960. He used his £400 compensation to set up on Blackburn Market, made a success of the grocery business, and then a sports store, and now he must feel as if he's got more money than the Abu Dhabi royal family put together, more riches certainly. This is extraordinary. And I mentioned Motti's famous phrase about the Crazy Gang had beaten the Culture Club. Wigan Athletic were very much Culture Club, but they won it with a Crazy Gang goal. That was Laurie Sanchez's goal, repeated by Ben Watson. And they've come the same route as Wimbledon, non-league to top league to trophy winners in a generation. 1978 Northern Premier League, 2013 FA Cup winners, and if they are looking for an omen, no team has ever won the cup and been relegated in the same season. Roberto Martinez has said that survival would be like winning the title for Wigan. Well, Wigan Athletic are going for the double now. Arsenal on Tuesday night, and then next weekend Aston Villa at the DW. The manager has insisted that it will be an iron brew celebration, no champagne, no alcohol. He's got a core of Scots in his dressing room, hence the free plug for the soft drink of choice north of the border. But I think he'll have to forgive Wigan Athletic fans if they don't follow suit. I think best bitter is on the menu tonight. They're a club who now make an operating profit for the first time in the Premier League. They sold all their 22,000 tickets, 21,000 tickets for today. They attract more fans now than the Wigan Warriors Rugby League Club do in that town. Painful for David Bernstein to oversee the presentation of the medals. He's a big City fan. But the Cup's had its fair share of shocks en route to Wembley. Liverpool, Tottenham, Arsenal out to teams from the Football League. But the powers in the land have had a hold over that FA Cup, which has had a bumpy year itself. Apparently it's taken twice as long to restore than usual in Chelsea's hands. I blame Rafa. Everton were the last surprise winners. Joe Royal, 1995, beat Manchester United. The FA Cup final has seen nothing like this for years. And it may be years before we see the likes of it again. The underdog bites back. Wigan Athletic are the FA Cup winners. And the grand old